say yes. Say yes to everything. No one's gonna put the work out in front of you. You have to seek it and find it yourself. You've got to slide in the DMs, you've got to email, you've got to network. Hello, I'm Daves, and this is my Get to Know Me with KLAT. Working at Radio Pembrokeshire was like very early on in my career, so I was still doing A-levels at the time, and Radio Pems was something that I had to do to get into my second year of A-level. So it's compulsory, but also something like really fun that I could do. And there's not a lot really going on in Pembrokeshire and like the Southwest in terms of entertainment. So Radio Pembrokeshire was like the place to be, and that was my local radio station. And yeah, I think I built a lot of confidence. I also worked with one of my friends who did the media course with me. So we did like a little radio demo, got to experience working on the desk, talking on the mic and just seeing how a live radio environment works. But yeah, I just remember being like 17, like proper Bambi-eyed, like seeing stars in my eyes. But yeah, it was a really good experience and a really good like foundation for the rest of my career. Working at Capital FM varies like day to day. Like one day it could be like a slow news day. So I'm like looking online for entertainment articles and news and pop culture news and things like that. And then other days we could have like back to back, like every hour there's like a big feature happening on the show, whether it's like a competition or a special guest, or there's just like a big news story happening in the world that we want to cover, because Capital is all about being hot, fresh, tight, and just about being like the latest. So it's like if you're not on it, then it's old news. But yeah, I could be on the phones, trying to ring up people for doing interviews if something like really cool has happened. Also in the South Wales area. So not only are we focusing on the global news, but also focusing on Welsh content and news as well. It's funny, like trying to balance all of it, because I don't want to become like a jack of all trades, a master of none. Like I want to try and hone in on like all those skills. So DJing I've been doing for about 7 years, and that's where I kind of like started my career in like the industry and like the entertainment world, is DJing. And then radio as well was something I picked up during uni. So I've kind of taken them like with me throughout my career, my journey. But yeah, trying to balance it, it's definitely like something that I have to juggle. I'm spinning a lot of plates. But again, I think it's just working on like my own calendar and my own schedule. Google Calendar is my bestie. I use that religiously. So yeah, having to like really structure my time and plan where I'm going that definitely helps, is being prepared. So I would actually say that it's quite similar, the way I'll edit content for Capital and Pride. I think the branding's different, but generally it's trying to like make it as hot and cool and slick as I can. Because again, like with those sorts of, with Capital as a brand, it's very slick and just one continuous like sound, if that makes sense. Like in radio terms, it's like there's never silence. Like you can't have silence, so it's like just continuously slick and cool. So that's why I try and edit my content for Capital. And then with Pride, I try and kind of take those skills from Capital and then apply it to Pride, because Pride is obviously a charity, so it's something very different in the industry. Well, it's a different industry completely. But yeah, again, trying to make it, because it's obviously Pride is about protest and also celebrating who you are, and that like those are the sorts of messages that we push at Pride and for LGBTQ+ rights. But when we have the festival weekend, that's when we can play around and have a bit more fun and really hone in on the celebration of the fact that we're here and we're not going anywhere. an interaction that I've had that wasn't actually filmed or on air at all. It was backstage at Pride Cymru in 2023, and it was with Sophie Ellis Bextor, and it was just before her Saltburn viral fame. So I'm there before like Saltburn. But yeah, I just met her, had a photo with her, a little chat with her, and I just had to tell her, for all of us as millennials and like Gen Zers, that Murder on the Dance Floor is the biggest song of all time. Like, I just had to tell her. I felt like the universe put me on this earth to tell her that, because like as a DJ and working in the clubs and playing that song in the club, like it goes off every time. So I was like, this is my time. I need to tell her. Honestly, I think I'm gonna keep my dance moves in the clubs, like, and in the booth. Like, no one wants to see that, like, sober or like in bright, like broad daylight. Like, we'll leave it at that. But yeah, yeah. But then again, I probably would have been a better dancer than DJ as well. So yeah. I think a lot of it comes from social media and keeping on top of trends, like on TikTok, Instagram, seeing what's going viral on Twitter, just really tapping into like what the listeners are kind of digesting in terms of their social media, their kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like their intake, their social media intake. And I'm a social media girly. I'm chronically online, so like usually like if it's like pop culture related, I'll see it, and Capital's about having that like that pop culture edge, and we're playing a lot of like new pop girlies and like viral old school bangers. So, and I feel like that's a lot of my social bubble. So I feel like Capital like is a great home for me, because like we're quite similar, we're quite on brand with each other. Say yes to everything. No one's gonna put the work out in front of you. You have to seek it and find it yourself. You've got to slide in the DMs, you've got to email, you've got to network, and just keep pushing and just keep saying yes to things, because you just never know where it's going to take you. Like, I'm currently sat in KLAT's office having a lovely chat right now, so it could take you anywhere. Performing, like DJing for Ollie Murs was probably the most nerve-wracking experience, just because like we'd just come out of COVID, so that's when shows were like happening again, and it was outdoors, and I've not DJ'd to like anyone, especially of that scale, ever. So the fact that I wasn't even DJing in the club to kind of like gear me up for it, like I was so nervous. But in the end, we had a great time. It was so much fun, and like, yeah, that was definitely a mad experience. Ooh, a fictional character. Probably Marge Simpson. She's lived a life. Like, that woman, like she is mother, and I feel like and also, yeah, she's like the generation's mother, because we've just grown up with her in different points of the year and like decades, and watching her and like having to put up with Homer. I feel like she needs like a radio show like just for an hour, just to get everything off her chest and just have like a ranty podcast. That's why I kind of wanted to go with like the interviews that I did at Pride Cymru, is to really highlight the performers who are LGBTQ+, as well as allies, and just really, and give the newer upcoming drag performers of the Welsh scene like more of a platform. And we're constantly trying to think of ways of how we can incorporate the local Welsh LGBTQ+ scene into our social media output, and just give them that platform. They all have their own platforms, but again, it's just thinking of like, how can Pride Cymru then kind of amplify them and like just get that reach. I wonder how many times he's had that joke. Like, I mean, because we were sat so close, I was so mesmerised. I actually didn't even know what I asked him in the end. I don't even know what I spoke to him. No, actually, I did get a haircut. Shout out to Barber Room in Cardiff in Court Market. They have sorted me out today, so I'm feeling very cinched for this interview today. But yeah, no, I didn't ask Jake Shears for a haircut, but he did want to go for a cocktail after his performance, and in the end he went to the Golden Cross. So again, shout out to the Golden Cross. Then we're gonna go for like a donkey, because I feel like a donkey is like just so like cute but also funny, and I feel like they're quite attention grabbing, a donkey, like, and also Donkey in Shrek, like he's an icon, a legend. So I think definitely a donkey, but like a donkey to start, and maybe at the end, maybe like a little dolphin, a cute little baby dolphin. Yeah, just to like then be like, no, like we're going in hard, but actually no, like we're cute.